Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. The New York Knicks and the Milwaukee Bucks tonight at 8 p.m. We are back live and ready to go. This is the game preview. I'm your boy Sim. If you're just joining us and you don't know what NBK is all about, you're about to learn. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. You'll be notified anytime I go live, drop a video, or post to my community section. I got about an hour to talk, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to go ahead and get this in, talk about the game. And of course, tonight after the game, we'll do a post-game show. So make sure that you subscribe to that channel. We're going to get the group over here and start breaking this thing down and get this thing going, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to be back. Off for a little mini vacation. Andy, what's going on with you? How you feeling?
Mm-hmm. What up to the chat? What up to the panel? What up to you, Sim? Special shout out to Evergreen, who's in the chat. Sim got an offer from Mace to play Welcome Back, but he decided to roll with your beat. So be happy, bro. Yeah,
no doubt.
Let's hope the Knicks get a W today.
No doubt. No doubt. Let's hope we get it. Divine, what's going on?
I'm good, man. Salute to the channel, to the channel, man, to the panel. And listen, man, we went on the NBK sabbatical, man. So I'm glad to be back talking Knicks basketball. Feel good to be back, man. I was about to lose my mind. My show just wasn't enough. So, but I'm back, man. Salute to you guys. Salute to the chat. Y'all hit the thumbs up. Send back in the building. Knicks in Milwaukee. Let's get it tonight.
Let's get it. Yeah. Let's get it. Steph, how you been?
I'm good. I don't know how you do it, Sam. All the content creators, all day, every day, there's something on the Knicks. I took this welcome break this week, and I'm fresh. I'm ready to go. Looking forward to the Knicks also playing again. This is going to be a tough stretch for us, and by stretch I mean the whole second half of the season. So I'm looking to see how we perform and basically where we are as a team. So. Yeah. And shout out to the chat and to the panel.
Yeah, and Steph, we might as well tell everybody now, right? I mean, we got a few things done. We might as well let them know. So, ladies and gentlemen, me and Steph want to let you know we got a show coming, or she has a show coming. It's called Queens Get the Money, and it's going to be dope. And it's going to be all ladies on the show.
Yes.
All right, it's going to be all ladies on the show.
Looking forward to it.
Ladies, I know there's ladies in the chat.
Get them wins ready, guys.
Yeah. Ladies, this is for you. This is for you all, so you all can, jump in without, guys trying to mansplain everything. You know what I'm saying? You guys can jump in and say what you got to say. So we need you.
I saw the logo today, too.
Yeah. Yeah, so Steph, if you want to just, I don't know if you have anything you want to say about it real quick.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. When I started this, I never ever thought about hosting a show. It was just about coming on talking Knicks, and I appreciate the opportunity. Hopefully, we can get some female panel members on. Maybe the females that are in the chat will feel more comfortable either coming on the show or calling into the show. So I'm looking forward to it. I saw the logo today. It's just straight fire. So I'm looking forward. I think we're going to start off with just a weekly show and see where it goes.
That's it. Exactly. So we're looking forward to that.
But the guys, you can still listen in. I mean,
that's right.
It's not, and still be in the chat. It's even though there's ladies panels, it's for everybody. If you're a Knicks fan, you're a Knicks fan. Call in, be in the chat. But it's going to be the same thing. I'm looking forward actually to meeting some of the other women and seeing their takes too.
Yeah,
hearing their takes, I should say.
Right. So, ladies, if you are interested in being on the panel, I'm gonna throw my email out there right now, and you can send me an email, and I'll make sure it's in the description as well. That way. We can get you on the panel. Queens Get the Money. Be ready for it. It's gonna be dope. We don't have the exact time frame, but it's not gonna be long. It's a short time frame. We just got to make sure we have enough ladies that's participating and get everything right. But it's gonna be dope. Can't wait for it. Chop, you say what's up real quick?
Yeah, God bless everybody. The panel, Andy, love you. Devon, Auntie Steph, I can't wait. I'm gonna pull up and support the chat. I want to make sure everybody's good. God bless everybody. In the second half of the season, I'm ready. And tonight, let's go, man. God bless everybody. Yeah,
let's go. The second half of the season is here. And the first question that I have is, what's going on? What's up with Derrick Rose? I thought he was going to be back. I thought he was going to be ready. And now we find out that he's still not playing. I don't know what's up, man. I thought that he had his.
I think it's protocol.
I mean, how long is the protocol going to be, though? I thought that one test was inconclusive, and then after that he took other tests and he was going to be positive, and they were negative. So that's why he was able to fly back to New York. Now we find out it's still, there's still some kind of COVID-19 protocol. So I'm really interested to figure out what's going on with Derrick Rose. You know what I mean? Because he's going to be.
I hope he's not positive.
Yeah, exactly. I hope so as well. Because he's going to be needed down the stretch of this season. We're in the second half of the season. We're really going to need Derrick Rose if we want to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
We're really going to need him.
Maybe he's rest. He got to rest.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, he hadn't played in 3 weeks before he came to play with us, so I can't see it being rest. I guess we'll find out sooner or later whenever he's ready to come back. Hopefully it's nothing, nothing crazy. And hopefully he doesn't have COVID.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I'm just wishing the best for him and wondering what's going on and when we're gonna. When we're going to get him back, because we're going to need him. Outside of that,
for sure.
Of course, there's a ton of rumors going around, about the Knicks and moves that they might be making or considering making. Tom Thibodeau basically said that Leon Rose and Scott Perry and World Wide West are combing the league. Tom Thibodeau said, I like good players. I like good basketball players. They're combing the league, which tells me there's going to be something that gets done, I think, that, before the trade deadline. I really did want it to get done before we started playing again. But normally Tom Thibodeau doesn't say things like that. He'll say, I'm going to leave that up to Leon and World Wide West.
Right.
But I guess he did say in the interview, they're combing the league to find out how we can upgrade the roster. And if nothing happens, then I'm happy with the team that we have, and we'll rock with the team that we have. I guess another article, and maybe it was in response to another article, some other article came out somewhere. I haven't had a chance to see it or read it, that talked about the front office and that there were, maybe some differences in opinion in the front office. Right, Brock Aller. I guess Tom Thibodeau's nickname for Brock Aller is Hinkie, right? For Sam Hinkie from Philadelphia, because he always wants to get draft picks or something like that. I guess that's what the article said. And Tom Thibodeau seemed to clarify, just say, hey, you know what? We all talk. Leon has set it up so that everyone is able to give their input. We have great discussions about players and things that we need to do to improve the team. And there might be disagreements or whatever, but then afterwards we all go out to dinner. And that's how really it should be. That doesn't mean that there's issues with people in the front office. It just means that they're discussing things. Naturally, you're going to have differences of opinion. The way that I think about it, if not, then you're going to be subject to groupthink, right? Where everyone just thinks the same way and nobody comes in to say, well, maybe you should do this or that. And I think you get yourself in trouble that way. So I don't know. Steph, you getting ready to say something?
You may talk about this later, but I also heard that Mitch wasn't close. But we may can get into that later.
Yeah, I heard that too. Mitch is not close. I think I read New York, an article with the New York Post. I didn't read the other article, but in the Post, you said that Mitch isn't close, and I think he's been, just doing some exercise and getting his endurance up. But man, I mean, I don't know how much longer it's going to be. Now, Mitch did post on Instagram and show, he got his cast off. So I guess we will see how that goes. But Andy, I don't know. What do you think, man, about what we've been hearing?
Yeah, about D-Rose and the protocol. I was thinking before the season started, they hashed out every thing possible with the protocol. Meanwhile, we see some players come back after 3 days after contact tracing, and some take like 10 14 days. And I'm like, what's the kind of difference? Because we basically saw guys from Philadelphia being stuck on the protocol for 10 days, like the first cases, right? Mm-hmm. Then I heard a player from somewhere was under with contract tracing under the protocol, and he was back like in 3-4 days maximum. And I'm like, I was expecting D-Rose being back with the team after this break for sure. But, I was also thinking and analyzing this, that maybe someone in his household, has it, and he was exposed to, more than one, contact with him, right? So maybe it's he doesn't has it, but, he was in basically the whole break, he was, in contact with that person. That's why, maybe this is some kind of, longer time period or something. But from positive news, we heard, Taj is closer to being back. Also, we were thinking that Mitch should be at least reevaluated after the All-Star break. So after, it's going to be like probably today is the first game after. So maybe he's going to get reevaluated.
Right.
Let's hope so. And like you said, also, we heard that, he's working on his endurance, his conditioning. Meanwhile, just using his left hand, it's going to be probably hard. And I hope he doesn't re-injure that hand, because that would be, a big blow for us. And, I also was thinking, and this is maybe more of a conspiracy theory. We know that how Mitch works with his agents, right? Maybe there's some smoke somewhere that they might trade Mitch. So he's, waiting to the deadline to get cleared. So nobody, makes him go through a physical. So
hey,
we never know about that.
You never know. You never know about that at all. Divine, any thoughts on the subject? Either one, Mitchell Robinson, Derrick Rose, the front office.
Yeah, real quick. I think with the Derrick Rose situation, like Andy said, that might be more of a 10 to 14 day protocol for him. You know what I mean? That's probably the only thing I can think. He's not hurt or anything, and I think we've been out for about a week now. The All-Star game started like Friday. We played Wednesday or something like that. The last game, I think it was. So it's probably like 8 days right now, to 11 days. I'm sorry, something like that, whatever the case may be. So hopefully he'll be back before the road trip is out, man. We need him, you know what I mean? But
right.
On that situation, next man up. So Frank just got stepping in, that second unit to do his thing. So hopefully we get him back soon. But we definitely need him with this schedule. I mean, as far as the front office, man. That if they didn't do that, then to me it wouldn't be a good front office. Everybody agreed to everything. That means that they ain't working.
Exactly.
I'm so glad to see that everybody got different of opinions. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
Just like here.
Just like here, right? Just like here. Right. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Exactly. Go ahead, Andy.
Just to a short question to the D-Rose situation. Would you guys rather know that he had COVID? Then he had some, again, maybe not mental, just head cases that he was thinking about going home or whatever, stuff like that. What option would you guys rather hear after the whole situation clears?
I mean, as of
COVID. COVID. As long as he's going to be all right, and it's not going to affect his way of life. But I'd rather take that than the other thing. You know what I mean? But let's hope not COVID where we hope he had COVID. But if that's the case, let's hope it was a mild case of COVID.
right. Because exactly. I wouldn't want him to be right.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want that on nobody.
Yeah. I was just reading an article, and it said that the NBA, if someone had COVID, requires 10 days and then, an additional 2 days of practice and whatever else, after you tested negative. So I'm not exactly sure. It's hard to say what's going on because, like you said, Andy, you see different things happen with these players. But here's the update. This is what it says. Rose has missed the past 2 games after his test came up inconclusive in San Antonio. And he was not with the team in Milwaukee for Wednesday's practice. That was yesterday. He's been ruled out for Thursday's game versus the Bucks. The Knicks won't say if Rose tested positive after the inconclusive test Thursday, but Thursday will be day 9 since the San Antonio test. The Knicks announced that he's out for safety protocols. According to a source, the league mandates a player be out 10 days, then an additional 2 days for workouts. It doesn't look like he's going to be on the trip. This is Tom Thibodeau. He said, to be honest, I can't answer that question because I don't know when asked about Derrick Rose being on the trip. He said, I'm following what Dr. Lisa Callahan and what the league says. Once there's clearance, he'll be available. When we get updated, we'll update you guys. You've seen it throughout the league, how it's been handled. We know it's serious. It is with COVID, and we want to take every safety precaution that we can. So I guess it's just a waiting game. Now, of course, there's always rumors around the league when it comes to the Knicks. LaMarcus Aldridge, he and the Spurs have agreed to part ways. I personally have no interest in LaMarcus Aldridge. I've never really been a big fan of LaMarcus Aldridge. He makes $24 million this season, and then he's a free agent. Right? I do understand that the Knicks want to boost up their, get another big in there because of the situation with Mitch. But I really don't have interest in LaMarcus Aldridge. Just don't. Of course, there's always the rumors out there about Victor Oladipo and then Andre Drummond. So those are probably the guys that if the Knicks were going to do something major, it would revolve around those 3 guys right there. If it were up to me, I definitely wouldn't deal with LaMarcus Aldridge. And I would keep my focus on if they're going to make a move on Oladipo or Drummond, in that area.
Yeah.
LaMarcus Aldridge just always seemed a little bit off to me. He just a little off. And right now he's coming off the bench in San Antonio, which I think says a lot, about where he is right now in his career. I'm not looking forward to having him be a New York Knick. Let's just say that. Any thoughts there, Andy?
No, I'm a hard pass on Aldridge at this point of his career. When it would be, the Portland Aldridge, I might consider it, 6-7 years ago, maybe. But at this point, definitely no. It's just, it's pissing me off that these kind of guys get, the contract bought out and they're looking for, the Nets, the Lakers, or whatever. This is going to be a terrible thing to the league. And I think, Silver should try to, stop these kind of moves because this is getting ridiculous, basically.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean,
go ahead, Steph.
Yeah, I'm not high on Aldridge either at this point in his career. It is an expiring contract, so I mean, I'm a Knicks fan. If they bring him in, I'm gonna still watch, but I'm not a big Aldridge fan.
But didn't they waive him or buy them out at this point?
No, I think
I don't
they're
think they did
working
anything
towards
yet,
it.
did they?
No, they just agreed that they're
they're
going to
working
part
towards it.
ways. So I think they're working towards a trade or trying to find a trade somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, so
This is my thing, though, about the Knicks. If they decide to stay pat, I see a lot of people in the chat, not a lot, some people in the chat saying we should stand pat. We shouldn't do anything. Maybe it's just me. I just feel like we're performing a little bit above our talent level. And that given the schedule that's coming up, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to sustain that, put it that way, if we don't make any changes. And if that's the case, that's fine. We'll just go into the summer and deal with it then. But I do have a concern about that for the second half.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, me too. Divine?
Yeah, I agree with Steph. We just close, man. I mean, we close, man, and to make a move that's not gonna impact our future cap and our picks going forward. If there's somebody out there to be had, man, we gotta go get that. Man. We 19 and 18, man, fifth in the Eastern Conference with 35 games left. If you can make a move that's not going to kill this team, and set us back a year or two, then you go make it happen. I mean, that's what it's about. It's about winning. You know what I mean? This is a winning league. It's about winning, and it's time for the Knicks to win. So if there's somebody out there, man, I'm all for it.
Yeah. We'll see. We got 2 weeks, 14 days until that deadline is finished. So we will see what the Knicks plan to do in those coming days. Expect a lot of rumors to be out there, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of rumors and a lot of talk about what might happen with the New York Knicks and around the league. I can almost guarantee one of LaMarcus Aldridge or Andre Drummond is going to end up with the Lakers or the Brooklyn Nets. Blake Griffin already ended up with the Brooklyn Nets, so we will see how that turns out. In other news,
Oh wait, I'm so sorry. I'm still busy, but I think I read this morning the Lakers are going to pursue DeMarcus Cousins. So I don't know if Andre Drummond might be in the acquisition for the Lakers.
Well, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. They may pursue him. In other news, I just saw that Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle are going to be participating or have been chosen or selected to participate in the Olympics or whatever it was. I'm looking for what I saw just now, and I can't find it anymore.
Yeah. I think they made the final. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it says Julius and Mitch have been named.
The top 50 roster, right?
Basketball finalists for the Tokyo Olympic Games. So, all right. That's encouraging. Hopefully, both of them will be Knicks by that time, but that's encouraging.
Right. All right.
Yeah. So tonight, 8:00, the Knicks and the Bucks play. Any thoughts on the game? Andy, I'll start with you. Any initial thoughts on the game?
Well, we already got a W versus the Bucks this season, but that might be more of a kind of fuel for them than for us. But after a break like this, it's really hard to know which team is gonna come harder to play. That's for one. Which team is going to be more in rust, because I believe they practice, but it's nothing, you can't make a practice like imitate and simulate the terms of an NBA game, right? So let's hope, the Knicks, knock off the rust faster than the Bucks and going to be able to pull this one out.
Yeah. That's definitely going to be a factor, the rust. And, when you think about the Bucks, I don't know. Was Chris Middleton an All-Star? I don't remember.
Not this year. I don't think.
Not this year. So it was just Giannis, only Giannis. So both teams had one guy participate in the All-Star game. The Knicks also had Obi out there. So both teams should be rested. There might be a little bit of rust. The way Tom Thibodeau works his guys, you know, he probably had these guys scrimmaging and working and doing Zoom workouts and all kinds of stuff. So they might be a little bit more ready.
They
You know
might
what I'm
be
saying?
more tired than that before the break.
they might. Right. Now, Devon, what's your initial thoughts on tonight's game?
You know, as we know, it's going to be real tough, man. I mean, you know, that's why they're third in the Eastern Conference, you know, but you know what? I think if we can just get that perimeter defense, I don't think they're a real great three-point shooting team. I think they lost more of that firepower last year, other than, I don't know, Brook Lopez, they center, and DiVincenzo can shoot the ball pretty well. But Drew Holiday is not a real high percentage three-point shooter. Obviously, Giannis is not. So I think if we can, and Middleton can shoot the three pretty good. But I think if we can bring that three-point perimeter defense tonight, man, to the forefront and just go hard tonight, we got a good shot. Obviously they got the a back-to-back MVP down there, but we just got to just bring our A game. I think if we do that and keep ourselves in the game, anything can happen. Because I don't think they're a real good shooting team. I mean, they got talent, but I don't think they are a real good three-point shooting team, as far as I know. So if that's the case, then I think we got a good shot tonight, to try to pull this thing out. So it'll be tight, but I'll give us a puncher's chance tonight, though.
How did we beat them last time? I know, you know, they were missing a lot of threes the last time we played them, right? And we clearly capitalized on that. I don't expect that to happen tonight. But Steph, what's your initial thoughts, and what did we do last time to beat them? And how can we replicate that?
Yeah. My initial thoughts are, if the team that played San Antonio shows up, it's a wrap. But if the team that played Milwaukee the first time, or that played the Clippers showed up, like Devon said, we have a fighter's chance. The thing about it is that we're going in there without Mitch. We're going in there without D Rose. So other players have to step up. I always believe if Bullock hits his shots and if Burke gives us points off the bench, we're a better team. I would take us, if those guys were consistent, we would lock up the 4th seed. But that's not the case. But if they can do that tonight, if Bullock can hit the open shots he gets, if Burke can get us something off the bench, if Peyton stays aggressive, basically everybody has to bring their A game tonight. And if they do, we have a good shot of winning the game. I'm noticing what people are doing, what teams are doing with Giannis is they're packing in the paint. They're giving up the threes. Mm-hmm. They're packing up in the paint. You'll see like five players in the paint, so that Giannis, you're not coming in here, you're not getting any layups. They're back in transitions, of course. And if you want anything, you're going to have to shoot from the outside. Basically, it's how teams have been playing. So I don't quite remember if that's what we did the first time, but I think that's what we need to do this time. Pack it in the paint. And Giannis needs to, and he's hitting the three a little bit better than in past seasons, but I'll still take that over him, one-man fast break, dribbling through everybody and laying up the ball. And the last thing I'll say is if Giannis is on Randall, and I think he will be, I think it's going to be a tough night for Randall just because of his length and his mobility. I'm not saying Randall still won't be good, but it's going to be a challenge for him. So I'm actually looking to see how he performs in that matchup.
Right. The last time we played them, we beat them 130 to 110. Right, we beat them by 20. Yeah, I mean, we smacked them. They shot 18% from the three-point line. 18%. They were 7 for 38. Giannis had 27 points and 13 rebounds. Chris Middleton, he had 22 points. Bobby Portis had 17. DiVincenzo had 10. No one else really did much. Drew Holiday didn't play well. He was okay. He was 8 points, 5 assists. Those guys were still trying to find their way. As for the Knicks, Julius Randle, he almost had a triple-double. He had 29 points and 14 rebounds and 7 assists. Sure. Elfrid Payton, remember, this was the first game that, like the first 2 games, he played awful. And then he came out in this game. He had 27 points and 7 assists. Yeah.
That's why we won.
Right, exactly. Alec Burks had 18 points. Frank had 12 points.
Oh, see?
Frank had 12
4
points.
4 from 3.
Mitchell Robinson, he was 9 points, 6 rebounds. Reggie Bullock had 7 points. So right now, and Nerlens Noel didn't play much. He had 2 points and 4 rebounds. He only played like 13 minutes. So now things are going to be reversed a little bit. Right? Mitchell Robinson is going to be out. Nerlens Noel will be playing. He'll be the starting center. Then we don't really have a backup center that we can throw out there. So we might be doing some, using some small ball or whatever to go up against the Bucks, especially if they go a little bit small. We'll probably go small with them. Hopefully, Elfrid Payton came off of having a good game versus Detroit. He had 20 points in his first game back after missing a couple of games. Alec Burks hasn't really played well since he played with us against Milwaukee. So we'll see if he can come in and give us something. And then guess who did play? Kevin Knox played 26 minutes. He had 7 points and 4 rebounds. This time we'll have Obi back playing instead of Kevin Knox. So things are definitely different between the two teams between now and then.
Right.
Yeah, definitely different. We had 27 assists that game. They had 24 assists. So this is going to be interesting to see, just what it looks like between the two teams. It's going to be, it's going to be a different game. A lot of the games that we play in the second half are just going to be different. When we look at some of the numbers behind the game, the Knicks for the season average 105. The Bucks average 119 points per game. They average 48 rebounds. We average 46.5. They average like 26 assists per game. We're averaging 21. They average 8.1 steals. We're about 7. We both average 4.8 blocks. Both average 13 turnovers. They shoot 48% from the field, 48.5% from the field, and we shoot 45.5. They're shooting 38.8% from 3. We shoot 37.7. We're both shooting the 70s as far as free throw shooting. They average 48 points in the paint. We average 47. We both average about 13 second chance points. They average 16 fast break points. We average 8. And, of course, they're led by Giannis in points and rebounds. We're led by Julius Randle in points, rebounds, and assists. Actually, they're led by Giannis in points, rebounds, and assists, and we're led by Randle in points, rebounds, and assists. And Giannis leads them in blocks. So Giannis does it all for them.
Wow.
And Nerlens leads us in blocks at 2. So, it's going to be interesting to see the way that this particular game turns out between the two teams. Just so different from the last time. But I do like, play off Giannis, make him shoot the 3. And then try to make sure Chris Middleton and them guys don't get off from the 3-point line. And definitely don't let them get out on the fast break. If they start getting out on the break,
that's a wrap.
We'll be in trouble. That's a wrap. We'll be in trouble.
I like that Reggie Bullock. I like that Reggie Bullock and Middleton matchup though. I think Reggie Bullock defense can contain him. You know what I mean? Hopefully, I think the man tonight for Sim, I think gonna be RJ. This could be a RJ night. I don't know if he's playing DiCenzo or whoever they two is, but whoever it is, sorry, RJ Barrett should just have a good night on them tonight. DiCenzo is not. He's not a big guy. And he's not a great defender. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that's the case. But I like that Reggie Bullock and that Chris Middleton matchup. He's mainly a spot-up shooter from outside. So I don't see him putting the foot on the deck too much all the time. So hopefully that'll work out in Reggie Bullock's favor.
Right. And DiVincenzo is a tough cover, kind of, though. He's athletic.
Yeah,
he can shoot the ball. He can play off screens. He's a tough cover, for anybody to guard. I think that, between the two, between Reggie Bullock and DiVincenzo, Reggie Bullock and RJ Barrett, I don't know who should be on who, because DiVincenzo and Chris Middleton, they kind of do a lot of the same things. So, they're going to run off screens. DiVincenzo's maybe a little better on the break. Maybe he can can, I don't know who can create a little bit more between the two. They both are pretty similar. When you look at the lineups and you just go by, I mean, Elfrid Payton and Jrue Holiday, you know, if Jrue Holiday is playing well, he'll outplay Payton maybe, but if Payton is hitting his shots in the lane, then he should be okay. He should be okay. But Jrue Holiday is a good defender, so that's a tough matchup for Elfrid Payton because Jrue Holiday can play defense. Reggie Bullock and DiVincenzo look like they'd match off. RJ Barrett and Kevin Middleton. Of course, Julius Randle and Antetokounmpo, and then Nerlens Noel and Brook Lopez. You know, Brook Lopez is a big guy. He can post up. You know, I do worry a little bit about his size against Nerlens Noel and him, you know, backing Nerlens Noel down, scoring in the post. You know, and he can shoot the three. Now, Noel can play some defense on the perimeter against a guy like Brook Lopez, but I am concerned about him just overpowering Nerlens Noel in the post. You know, but if RJ Barrett, I do agree, Divine, if RJ Barrett can step up, play well tonight, play some good defense, you know, he can kind of nullify Chris Middleton. You know, but then we would need Reggie Bullock to nullify what DiVincenzo gives you as well. If Giannis and Julius Randle face off,
it'll be a good one.
Yeah, if Giannis and Julius Randle face off, I know Steph says she thinks it could be a tough night for Julius Randle, and it could be because Giannis is long. He can play physical. He's a decent defender. How do you see that? But can Julius Randle at least make? I mean, not can he? We know he can. We need Julius Randle to at least make Giannis work, though, right? Not so that his legs are a little bit tired. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you might see because both of them can score. You might see both coaches say, "Hey, you know what? I don't know who else you can put on Giannis. You got to put Julius Randle on Giannis. Who else can you put there?" Yeah. I don't think there's anyone else you can put there. Now they could maybe switch off and have somebody else guard Julius Randle to save Giannis from getting fouls, but I don't see who else you can put on Giannis besides Julius Randle.
Right. Did Knox play the first game?
He did play the first game. He played like 26 minutes the first game.
So he gave us some height between Middleton and Giannis, but if he doesn't play tonight.
Yeah. And I do not want Obi to get caught up on Giannis at all. I don't want that to happen at all. What's his name always calls up. What's his name always calls up and says barbecue chicken. That's exactly what Obi will be, barbecue chicken, and I don't want to see it.
Yeah,
I don't want to see it.
Obi, I 6 times. Every time I fly, he can't shoot no free throw nowhere. Obi, I try to foul that joker. Hey, whatever.
To use him for foul,
Tough, man.
Yeah, I mean,
you look for foul. They, slow him down a little bit.
Right.
It'll be an interesting game tonight, though. Man. It really is. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, and this right here is, it starts off the Knicks 4-game road trip. They play Milwaukee, then they play OKC. If they can pull off a win tonight, I mean, it sets off the road trip perfectly. Because then you go to OKC, you try to, get a little bit of revenge in OKC, and then you set up perfectly for the remaining 2 games on this road trip. Tough road trip to start, but I think that the Knicks are motivated to, they know that people are stacking the chips against them still in the second half. Andy, what's your outlook on this 4-game road trip?
Well, it's like you said, if they would pull out this game, they have way of a bigger cushion, to drop off one of the next games. But even if they drop this game, they got to get the OKC game, which is, on paper, it looks easier than the Bucks game, right? But we got to remember that OKC can surprise every team in the NBA. So we can't let our guard down and, try to get every win possible, because like you guys were evaluating the second half season schedule, it's not going to get easier. So we got to go after one game at a time and go after every win possible. Going to today's game, I really think they can pull it out. It's just a matter of a little bit of luck and then great tactics and game planning, and I think we can really pull it out. I just hope Randall's gonna play smart basketball. I don't want him to play his usual bully, back to the basket, a couple of dribbles and then try to go strength wise. Using his strength. I think he needs to, dupe and oop, Giannis into the air and get foul calls on him. And I think that's the way that we're going to have to, play. We got to have to be playing smarter basketball versus Giannis and these Bucks. I also think Nerlens Noel can be on Giannis for a couple of minutes at least. But, more of a problem is going to be Brook Lopez, because he's going to stretch. As you see, they play basically 5-0 and they let Giannis drive to the hole. So if we don't stop Giannis in the first, dribble of his and close his driving lanes, it's going to be only tougher for us. So if we're going to be able to do that, I think we can get a W. And, the OKC game, it's going to be, if we get this W on the Bucks, I think we're going to, it's going to be that mental lapse game, that trap game that we're going to probably lose. So it doesn't matter for me. If we go 1-1 after these two games, I'm going to be happy.
Okay. Man, if we get this game, I would hate for us to have a trap game, because then you got Brooklyn and Philadelphia coming up. And if I was if I'm Tip Sim, I'm basically showing the guys the schedule to the end of the season, and I'm telling them, we got to go 6-4 in these 10 games increments, right? And if we go 5-5, it's still going to be good. We're going to still be above 500. And I believe above 500 teams are going to be that 6-7 seed in the East. I think that's going to be enough. So, we got that 1 game cushion. If we go 6-4 in these next games or in the second 10 game increment, I think we're going to be fine. Yeah. We'll see if they can do it, man. We'll see if they can do it. But like Steph said, I do feel like the team is going to hit a burnout moment. They've shown all season long that they can get down and then come back. Down and then come back. And I do feel like there's going to come a point where it creates burnout and they're unable to pull themselves back. Which is the reason why I think they're looking for reinforcements, so that they have some reinforcements, someone who's a little bit fresher at it than, the guys that have been doing it all season long. Derrick Rose helped to provide some of it, and we need them back. But another person I think would, and I'm not going to say who, because who knows what they're looking at, but another person would, I think, help to push us along. But we got to deal with the guys that we have here, and they got to pull it out. I'm looking for, obviously, the matchup to watch tonight is Julius Randle and Giannis. Looking for RJ to have a good game. And we need one other guy to really step up and have a big game. Could be Elfrid Payton, Alec Burks, Emmanuel Quickley. Emmanuel Quickley is another guy that changes this from the previous lineup, from the previous game, because Emmanuel Quickley wasn't playing in that previous game. Right, so he adds a little bit something different to this game as well. I listen. You know what? Tonight is a night. If Emmanuel Quickley has Drew Holiday on him, is a night that we need him to get some of those foul calls. Get Drew Holiday, get him out the game. You might need him to get a few of those tonight. So it's definitely going to be interesting, to watch tonight's game. I can't wait for them. Happy to watch some good basketball, because the All-Star game wasn't good basketball. That wasn't good basketball at all. That joint was terrible. It's terrible. For For everybody that's just joining us, I do want to remind everybody that's just joining us. First of all, subscribe to the channel. All right, ring that notification bell. And if you're just joining us, you didn't get to hear earlier, Steph is going to have a show on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. It's called Queens Get the Money. So make sure you are ready to check that out. It's going to premiere in a couple of weeks. And it's for the ladies. It's not just for the ladies. Anyone can watch. But on the panel is going to be all ladies giving their view of our New York Knicks. So ladies, we need you to show up and show out. If you want to be part of the panel, ladies, if you want to be part of the panel, this is a chance for you to be able to, jump in there and get your views across without some knuckleheads up in there talking all kinds of stuff. I'm putting my email in the chat. Make sure that you email me, ladies, if you want to be part of the panel. Again, the name of the show is Queens Get the Money. And it's going to be right here on the NBK channel. Steph, you want to add anything?
He said, I thought he's from Brooklyn. I am from Brooklyn. That's Josh. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Right now, like I said, I saw a preview of the logo. It's straight fire. I think the concept is great. And we're just looking for any females that want to be on the panel. Please hit some up. And it's going to be a weekly show to start out, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's going to be dope. And who was that who said that? Josh, he said, yeah, spread love is the Brooklyn way. Yeah. It's not about the name of the show is the name of the show, Josh, is not about boroughs. It's about the ladies, man. Come on, Josh. I thought you was smart.
Get with it, Josh.
Yeah, get with it. D Public Enemy says, Sim, you have so many spin-off shows from NBK, but this is going to be on the NBK channel. Other shows, have Star Throne channel. This is going to be on NBK, so it's going to be, it's going to be dope. I'm looking forward to it. So, ladies, go ahead, Andy.
Straight fire.
Yeah, the Public Enemy, just to shout it out, bro. Sim is like, a Game of Thrones, the spin-offs are coming, so.
Right. So I'm looking forward to it. I am putting my email, I'm pinning it to the top of the YouTube chat so that you can hit us up. And, just go ahead and send me an email and me and Steph will talk to you. So that's dope. It's going to be fun. Yeah. It's going to be fun. But look, I am getting ready to head to basketball practice myself. Any last thing that you want to say about the game before we get out of here? Andy, I'll start with you.
Let's get the W, Sim. I'm not going to predict the numbers of the game. I just hope we play a good game and it's not going to be one of those rusty, off timing and whatever game. I just hope we're going to be playing good Knicks basketball like we played in most of the games in the first half of the season.
All right. Devon?
Yeah, man. Salute to the panel, salute to the chat, and we can in the house. Stephanie, Queen, congratulations, well deserved. We were waiting for this for a minute, and Sim came through, and you deserve that show, and I hope you enjoy it. Just do well and have fun with it like you do here, but we need that info that you be putting out there and that content, because you're a very wise woman, and I know all the ladies on the panel will be wise just like you are. That's going to be a great show. NBK Nation, you better support it 110%. Real quick, man, on tonight's game, Sim, I would love to see Julius Randle take his face-up game to the three-point line and pull Giannis out there and let RJ Barrett get that lane. You know what I mean? So if you can get Giannis long stuff out there with Julius Randle on that three-point line, maybe that helps RJ get to that lane a little more to get that big body out of there. Next man up. Come on, Frank, do your thing, man. I think you can hold it down for Derrick Rose when we get back tonight. I'm looking forward to it. But we win that game tonight, man. That's a big statement win. And I don't think it'll be a trap game tomorrow because OKC gave us the business, so we want to pay them back. So hopefully they got that in the back of their mind. Like, y'all came to guard and gave it to us. Now we're going to go out to OKC and give it to you. I'm hoping that's the way they're thinking. But if that's the case, man, I'm excited. Second half of the season, man, let's get it.
Yeah. And Steph?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the game. Randall said during his podcast that they never go into a game not prepared. So they're going to be prepared for everything the Bucks is going to show them. So that's not going to be an issue. After that San Antonio debacle, I don't think effort is going to be an issue. So now it's just a matter of playing good defense and making shots. And we're going to need more people to show up. I hope Frank show up. Like, this is how I envisioned Frank. Playing good defense, hitting the three, and sliding in if somebody is injured, if we need him at the point or at the two. So this is how I always envisioned Frank. This is his time. The last 2 games he did very well for us. So I'm hoping the same this game, but we need more people to show up. Basically, Frank, Bullock, Burks, quickly,
right,
and obviously. Randall. And if we do that, we're going to be right in it down the stretch.
Right. The last time we beat them again, we talked about we had Kevin Knox. Any chance we see Kevin Knox tonight?
I think so.
Because if Obi uses his 6 fouls.
Right. Because of his length, and he's a better defender than Obi. He could play some Chris Middleton. He could play a little bit of defense on Giannis to give Julius Randle a rest. I just don't trust Obi playing defense on Giannis. I just don't trust it. We'll see though. We'll see. I guess they probably have some time to work out a little bit, and Tom Thibodeau had a little bit of time to kind of review the first half of the season and look at some things that he likes and doesn't like. I guess the last thing before I get out of here, I do want to ask this. When do you think, as we're moving along in the second half of the season, when do you think that we start to see, and someone just said Knox is out. Let me see. I didn't see that. Who I have out is Derrick Rose, Austin Rivers, Taj Gibson, and Mitchell Robinson. I have all these guys out. Rivers, personal, he's been ruled out because of he had a baby.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Austin Rivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, had a baby. Congratulations. And, Milwaukee Bucks, it looks like anyone of significance is going to be there. So, but how long before, as we move into the second half, Tom Thibodeau starts to even dwindle this roster a little bit more and start looking at a playoff type roster?
I think he want to do it now. I think it's the front office that's telling him to play 10. I was so surprised when the rotation was at 10 to begin with. I think when we get closer to the play, I don't know if he's going to dwindle it down this early, but I think as we get closer to the playoff, if we're still in it, I think you'll begin to see that.
Yeah. Okay. And actually, G-Men for Life said Knox. He didn't mean that Knox was out due to injury. He was just saying Knox will not play. So.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But I agree. I think Thibodeau probably wants to have his playoff roster now, because when the playoffs come, he's going to dwindle that thing down. Andy, what do you think? When do we start to see that?
Yeah, I was going to ask you if he was smiling when he was answered that question. Because, he was smiling when they're asking him about D Rose, getting to the Knicks. He was like, I remember we lost the game, and he was like, yeah, okay, we lost it. But, he already knew that the Knicks are getting D Rose. So, if he knows something, he will probably be smiling, answering that question. I heard him, but I didn't see his face. I didn't get the chance to run back the video. If he was happy, I think they got someone he wanted as well. So
right. I didn't get a chance to see it. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see the video either. Yeah. Go ahead, Divine. If you want to just answer that last question, then we'll get up out of here.
Yeah, I think probably after the All-Star break. I'm not All-Star break. I'm going to trading deadline. Pardon me. After the trading deadline, if we don't see we're going to make moves or not going to make moves, I think once the trading deadline go by. And the waiver type guy, that's when he might say, you know what, and depending on where we at too. We in a certain spot where we think we're gonna be at, and I think he'll start tightening it up.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time. Make sure you check us out tonight after the game, about 11:30, 11:45, since the game begins at 8 o'clock tonight. We'll do the post-game show. In between there, you can catch me with Die Hard Knicks doing a halftime show. And Legion of Knicks will be on tonight about 7:30 as he does live play-by-play for tonight's game. So make sure you check us out. And then, of course, later on tonight at 11:45, it'll be Blowing Steers. So, you got Knicks content all night long if you want it, ladies and gentlemen. We're out of here. Appreciate you all. And we'll see you later on tonight. Spread love, ladies and gentlemen. Out.